Chris Comer. Chris, is it Kramer or Comer?
It's Cammer.
See, I was wrong in both counts.
It's all right. It's all right. I got good news for everybody. Good news. I got the solution. It's going to make everybody happy. So I'm Chris Cammer. I live in Madison, Wisconsin. I've been a dentist a long time. I wonder if it's been 40 years. Probably a long time.
Can you give us your address?
Yes.
That's the board, not the audience.
Sure. Okay. 4809 Sherwood Road in Madison, Wisconsin. This is the fourth time I think I've addressed the board, so I really do want to talk to the concerned citizens, but I think they can hear me, so that's good too.
I hear you.
Okay. I'm going to break it down right now. This is what really matters here. Tooth decay is the most out of control disease of all diseases. We know that. It's out of control. For 100 years, it's been out of control. Fluoridated water or not. We have, as a profession, have not been able to get tooth decay under control, okay? So I'm not, until now. And here's how we're gonna do it. And here's how we're gonna make everybody in the room happy, okay? I guess I was assuming like what would happen when DeForest finally removes the fluoride from their water supply, if they do. And dentists will say, well, if you remove the fluoride from the water, you're gonna have a 25% increase in tooth decay. So of course, dentists will want to support community water fluoridation because it'll reach the most vulnerable, and it's an easy way to get 25% less cavities. Okay, it's like instead of getting 8 cavities, now you're only going to get 6. Okay, now to me, that's not good enough. Why are we so excited about 25% reduction in decay? That's not good enough. We have ways that are even better than that. So it's unacceptable because there's a better way to prevent and halt tooth decay. There's a better medicine called silver diamine fluoride. It's topically applied. Everyone agrees topical is more effective than consuming it. There's no systemic uptake when you apply it topically. And you combine that with a varnish, and you've got 96% reduction of cavities risk, right? Compare that to 25%. So it's 4 times better. So I'm talking like, well, whether you keep the fluoride in or you take it out, let's get serious about getting tooth decay under control. Let's attack it with some very, very simple, non-invasive ways. The American Dental Association recommends and prioritizes this no-drill SDF, silver diamine fluoride care. It's paid for fully by the state. The state wants kids to get this care. They'll pay for it. It can be delivered to them where they are, in schools. So I'm sure the underserved still have to go to school. Let's get into the schools and deliver it there. There are fluoride programs that go, topical fluorides that go into the school. We can use this medicine, which is it's like topical fluoride on steroids. But once again, it's not taken up systemically. There's no evidence. It's topical. You paint it on. It doesn't go into your body. It's paid for by the state. I mentioned that. The state of Oregon had hygienists deliver this care to kids age 5 and under, and they reduced child hospital visits under general dental anesthesia by 75%. Does this work? You bet it does. And it keeps kids out of the hospital. Once again, fluoride in the water or no fluoride in the water, kids are still going into the hospital under sedation. We got to stop that, and we know how to stop it. Pop-up clinics can deliver this care if we can't, to the rest of the community, if they're not in schools. I've treated hundreds of kids in Bolivia with some of the most extreme instances of decay, and we've halted decay and reduced tooth pain, and SDF works. It's amazing. So if DeForest wants the best solution that will satisfy both sides, and I challenge everybody in the room, tell me how this doesn't satisfy what you're lobbying for. We can make history with this powerful, novel approach. I'll help DeForest make this happen. I'll work with you to set this up in your town, and then supply. And then, if you remove the fluoride from your water supply, you could have 4 times the protective impact with this SDF topical paint-on medicine that is kind, humane, no drills, no shots, simple. And the rest of the country will call it the DeForest Plan. And as other cities grapple with this issue, I wish everybody would let's get down to business here. The problem is tooth decay is out of control. And that's, like I said, the most common disease on the planet, certainly in this country. And all this discussion about, well, should we put fluoride in the water or shouldn't we put fluoride in the water? It's just, leave it in, it's not enough. You got to do more. And then if you take it out, people that don't want fluoride in, they're great. They don't have to have it. And let's make an effort to get it to the underserved. Let's do it in the schools. It's the state will pay for it. Everybody can have the topical application, and then nobody's forced to have it if they don't want it. But we're going to have to get aggressive. We're going to have to get aggressive with this preventive care. And that's, if anybody wants a copy of what I have to say, I've got flyers. So thank you for this opportunity. And thank you, concerned citizens, for being here and expressing your views. And I swear this will make everybody happy. If I said it too fast, you don't understand it, I got copies of it
Give a
here.
copy to them. We'll make sure the board gets it.
The board's got it. They've already gotten it twice. I want these people to have this. If they,
Well, then that's
I'll give you,
to you to distribute to them.
yeah, okay, so I'll give you some for the board, but I've already given it to all, so thank you for putting up with me. Appreciate it. This is the answer. Thank you.
I'm everyone's favorite person here tonight. Hello, my name is Brenda Studemeier, 1278 Doty Street. Deeply held beliefs create
Doty
biases.
Street.
I'm sorry?
Doty Street.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Sorry, I thought you guys knew. Deeply held beliefs create biases. Many are just learning about fluoride. Since my lawsuit victory, bipartisan lawmakers in 6 states introduced bills to ban fluoridation, and 6 more work to repeal mandates right now. The Florida Surgeon General, Dr. Ladapo, warned of fluoride's neuropsychiatric risks, especially for pregnant women and children, calling fluoridation a public health malpractice. Over half of Florida has stopped fluoridation, and more communities stop each week. Our local health officials were asked about fluoride levels in children's bodies and had 0 data. The US study published a few weeks ago found Black boys have the highest fluoride levels among 1,800 6 to 19-year-olds that were studied. Some children had urine fluoride levels above 4 milligrams per liter, with some exceeding 10 milligrams per liter. This is alarming because 1.5 milligrams per liter is known to be neurotoxic to the brain, lowering IQ and increasing ADHD rates. For over 80 years, fluoride interests assured the public of its safety. Industry-trained professionals glossed over concerns and focused on purported benefits. However, during my 7-year lawsuit against the EPA, neither CDC, FDA, EPA, the fluoride industry representatives, nobody could produce a single study proving fluoride safe for the brain. They also had 0 randomized controlled trials or blinded studies showing drinking fluoridated water reduces tooth decay. They've never done a study. The US faces a dental crisis, not due to fluoride deficiency, but because of mouth breathing, poor oral posture, vitamin D deficiency, frequent sugar and carb intake, and a lack of accessible dental care. The fluoride added to water is an industrial byproduct contaminated with lead, arsenic, and other junk. It's not the naturally occurring fluoride found in rivers or even the kind in dental products. You're basically thinking you're getting olive oil, but instead you're getting dirty used motor oil. I once believed the TV commercials suggesting fluoride creates healthy teeth. But my perspective changed after facing health issues and witnessing my friend Frankie die of bone cancer. A 2006 report that the US government did flagged fluoride as a cancer concern. And a Harvard study found that same year an association between fluoride exposure and osteosarcoma or bone cancer in males. Last year, a friend lost her son, a recent high school graduate, to bone cancer. And I talked to a Milwaukee dentist who believes the fluoride tablets he prescribed caused his son's bone cancer death. Fluoride has long been controversial, with evidence of harm buried under endorsements and marketing. Like lead, industry-backed experts delayed action for decades. Now fluoride defenders ignore strong NIH-funded neurotoxicity studies done at 0.7 while relying on weak biased research. Judge Edward Chen ruled in our case, quote, plaintiffs have proven by a preponderance of evidence that water fluoridation at levels of 0.7 milligrams per liter, the prescribed optimal dose of fluoridation in the United States, presents an unreasonable risk of injury to health. In 2024, the first US study was done in California on children to find out how fluoride impact the brain, and it found, quote, children exposed to more fluoride had more problems with emotional reactivity, somatic complaints such as headaches and stomach aches, anxiety, and symptoms linked to autism. A 2023 Canadian study concluded maternal exposure to drinking water through pregnancy fluoridated at a level of 0.7 was associated with poor inhibitory control and cognitive flexibility, particularly in girls, suggesting a possible need to reduce maternal fluoride exposure during pregnancy. I'm going to stop there just for timing, but that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we have a statement that Brittany is going to read for Amy Anderson. Is that, okay, there you are.
My voice is terrible, I'm sorry. My name is Brittany Zeiss. I'm at 804 West Mohawk Trail in DeForest. I'm going to be reading a letter that Dr. Amy Anderson sent me to read for her on her behalf because she could not be here tonight. As a chiropractor, I work with people who have bone, joint, and nervous system related conditions. Fluoride is not only harmful to our bones, but also unnecessary for dental health. Germany and Finland both rank higher than the United States in dental health, and neither country fluoridates their water. In East Germany, when water fluoridation was discontinued, scientists expected tooth decay rates to rise. Instead, research published in Community Dentistry and Oral Epidemiology found cavity rates significantly declined in cities like Chemnitz and Plauen. The same trend was seen in the formerly fluoridated towns of Spremberg and Zittau, where cavity levels in 12-year-olds decreased after fluoridation was stopped. Finland, saw similar results. The city of Kuopio stopped fluoridating its water, and 3 years later, no increase in cavities was reported, according to a study published in Carey's research. Even more striking, when researchers compared Kuopio to a never fluoridated Finnish town 6 years later, they found that cavity rates in both towns either remained the same or had gone down. This directly contradicts the claim that fluoridation is essential for preventing tooth decay. As a chiropractor, I see people with osteoporosis and osteoarthritis. A 2023 study by the Chinese CDC found that even low levels of fluoride in drinking water increase the risk of knee osteoarthritis. Another study shows that for every 1 milligram per liter increase in urinary fluoride, osteoarthritis risk increases by 27%. Fluoride weakens bones, making them more prone to fractures, and it does not improve dental enamel. It actually disrupts healthy tooth development. Fluoride exposure is also linked to postmenopausal osteoporosis. Research published in Advances in Techniques in Biology and Medicine found that fluoride accelerates bone loss in postmenopausal women. This is not a protective substance. It is in fact a risk factor. So if countries like Germany and Finland have better dental health after ending fluoridation, and scientific studies continue to reveal fluoride's damage to bones and joints, why are we still adding it to our water? It's time to reevaluate this outdated policy and focus on real solutions for dental and bone health. Thank you, Dr. Amy Anderson. As a DeForest resident myself with 3 young boys and an educator who's worked in our local public school system, I hear a lot of talk about the underserved community and their inability to access. And as a person who's worked in our schools, I hope that people that are concerned with our underserved community have the same aggression and looking at our school lunches and the access to the sugar that our children are given, especially the underserved community. I hope all that are concerned about our underserved walk to our school district tomorrow and ask for a change in the food access for those students especially. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone online who hasn't spoken and still wishes to speak?